very good if you really take that in consideration. What champions have really been used, banned out this weekend, and sometimes neglected. We've seen Caitlyn banned out in a lot of games, and then she's not even a focus of the game. It seems like she actually may not be here, and she may be one of the picks since Kog'Maw's out. There's Nocturne again. 2 of the top-tier junglers out of the game right now. We still have GP. We still have a Mumu. We can get back into this one with those.
I'm surprised to not see Mumu in this tournament.
The Trundle. Yeah.
I am actually, just because we saw him so much like in the Season 1 championships, and then he hasn't even been changed at all since, and just suddenly stopped getting picked, despite Nunu going away. But it seems like with the advent of the Bruiser top being the real big thing there, they're just not sort of worrying about it. So, well, the Bruiser going to get beefy, and we have these Bruiser junglers as well. And the first pick is going to be Gangplank, despite this Talon ban. So they're really all about that Gangplank, super strong champion. And there's the Trundle. This is likely to be this this poke comp. Trundle is part of that poke comp right there. We're going to see if they leave Nidalee for the end. I don't think Wicked plays her, so they can kind of leave her for a while in this setup, and they're going to pick their supporting lineup here. Caitlyn might be part of that. Sona could be part of that. I'm not sure what solo mid's gonna, what solo mid champion's going to complement that build. I want to make sure I get that one correct. Hey, it is the Caitlyn, nice. So I think they're really going for this composition here. We'll see if SK picks up a healer. No, there's the Nidalee. Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Not really surprised. We hear ooze from the crowd, of course. But we'll see if SK. I mean, they've got to know about this, right? They've played CLG before so many times. They've seen how their games go. They have to think they have something against this.
And that was a really, really good pick. They left Trundle out of that one because they see that Candy Panda has picked up Gangplank. Candy Panda is that AD carry, so we're going to see him most likely switching off of Gangplank. So you know what CLG said? We're going to get the AD carry we want, and we're going to give HotshotGG Nidalee. We're totally safe with that. You're not going to pick another jungler.
Yeah, indeed. So we're going to see what, with all the supports available, though. I mean, Sona and... No, they're going to go for Taric and Tristana, so they want to go for an aggressive bottom lane. This is definitely an aggressive lane. You see, Taric with the early stun, the shatter. Tristana, very much an aggressive early laner because you jump in there with Rocket Jump. You hit the explosive shot as well. The healing debuff from that's going to make sort of counteracting that very difficult.
Yeah.
And we're going to see, Candy Panda, he's the AD, and he has Ignite. Right, he has Ignite, not Exhaust, again, for that damage output. The support is Sona. She can sustain but not burst heal. They are going to grab Trundle as well. This looks very much like they are definitely going for a poke composition. Very long range. They have that pillar as well. But SK could win that bottom lane, honestly. I was talking with the with Skyart from Cypher. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I got it. It's like the pause. Urgot! Yeah, I'll get it eventually. But we're talking about who's going to win, and I thought SK had it, but I think just in terms of individual player skill, I think HotshotGG will outlane Wicked. Although they were saying Nidalee's not the best laner, and so Wicked can punish, and Aurelia's not banned, so you might see him play really confidently here. Of course, both these players do know their champions in and out, so we'll see what they do with this. But, I thought that the bottom lane and the mid lane would be able to go towards the SK lineup. And, yep, there is Aurelia and Kassadin coming through. And that could work very well, but it depends what the anti-lane is, because Kassadin really beats a lot of mages, but there's a lot of mages that beat Kassadin.
Brand or Gragas would be very nice for the CLG right now.
Morgana would work well, too.
Morgana, well, yeah, she hasn't even been banned out.
You jump in, she's going to ult, and that's going to be scary. That said, you have the assassination here. You've got every single person on this team can kind of jump at someone in some way. At the very least, it's Candy Panda with the parlay.
What would be a great pick for range is Orianna.
Well, ooh, you are absolutely right. And
Orianna would be an awesome pick right now for CLG.
We've not seen her in this tournament, although she's a little bit of a scary lane against Kassadin. It's a little bit difficult there. He can kind of poke around her, but she can auto-attack. And get a little bit of damage dealt back there. I do like this lineup here from SK. I think this is going to work quite successfully. Hello, Nikasor. Quick Swarmer. Yeah, I like this lineup from SK, honestly, quite a lot. It's again, the triple melee setup. Actually, quadruple melee setup. Only Tristana's in the back row. But, of course, being a poke team, that doesn't really matter. But I feel like with so many melees there, they're going to be kind of towards the front, and they're going to face tank some javelins. And that might be scary for them.
HotshotGG so scary with those javelins throughout the entire game, and it becomes even more detrimental as they push down and he can start hiding in your jungle and you just see spears come out of nowhere. You know what? They usually hit, and they hit really hard. Still taking all the time that they have to make this last pick, CLG, discussing amongst themselves really what composition they want. And there Morgana. They do choose Morgana, the safest of the picks that they have. They are going to get that Dark Binding as well as an AP shield. and her AoE effect can really just deter movement of the other team. The ultimate really facilitating a lot of kills here. It's going to be nice to have a Crescendo and Morgana ultimate as well.
Yeah, this could be extremely strong here. They do have good AoE crowd control here. Actually, they're pretty much just heavy AoE. I mean, they, of course, have Caitlyn for single target DPS, but, you know, when Nidalee is in Cougar form, almost all of her hits are going to be multi-target. The Morgana ult, of course, her biggest influence there, multi-target. Sona, even when she does go offense, you know, her Q's going to hit 2 different people. The ultimate's AoE as well. Everyone here kind of going to be spreading their damage out a little bit, and with a giant melee meat wall, that's not too bad for SK. I think their ability to jump on one champion is significant. Black Shield's going to be very clutch here if they can get those. I see basically 2 main factors here that CLG has to get right. One, if that Morgana can get the Black Shields on the right targets and counter that burst damage that SK has, that's going to be huge. The other one is, can St. Vicious get beefy enough to withstand a lot of melee bursts? Because it's going to have Wicked jump on with Ignite. You're going to have, I mean, like, again, the entire SK lineup can jump on you and can stun you and silence you and stun you again and slow you again, reduce your healing about 7 different ways, and that's going to be a really big problem for them if they don't find a way to counter this. And, you know, with this lineup, they have the healer from Tarek, they have the Gangplank ult, they have Kassadin jumping around, casting out Force Pulses, they have the Tristana Rocket Jump, again, another AoE slow, Wicked with Blade Surge. I mean, they can really jump you and make you pay for this if you get out of position. And, you know, only so many have escapes from Morgana just with Black Shield. Caitlyn can escape, and Nidalee can escape, but Trundle's going to be there as a melee. The only melee they have as well, unless you count Cougar form. You know, Sona, again, also able to be picked off, and Kassadin, I think, really good against Sona because he can kind of maneuver into the back lines and really burst that champion down. And unless you can hit, you know, a max rank area of Perseverance, give herself that 40 MR and about 100 health to sustain that, you know, she could get blown up pretty quickly. So there's a lot of really cool things happening here, and this is just kind of a mesh. Kind of a mashing of lineups here where CLG wants to play super safe and SK wants to play super aggressive. And it's really going to be up to player skill at this point. The lane's going to be a big deal. If one team can get ahead, they can dominate the game because poke doesn't work when your pokes don't hurt.
Yeah.
And
makes sense.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. But at the same time, if you're ahead and if their burst damage can't crush you, all you're going to do is get poked to death.
Yeah, and you know what Ocelot said in the beginning of that interview on stage we just had with him and HotshotGG is that they want to make sure they can focus on Hotshot. He is one that puts pressure on him a lot, and they have an exact team that can do that. Even from across the map, if they need Snoop's help, they can go ahead and get the ulti from that. You see SK getting ready for their match here against CLG. I'm going to go ahead and just say that's Candy Panda with a panda hat on.
I mean, that might make sense. I don't know.
There you go, Ocelot shaking it up, saying, let's do this. They are getting ready. We're about to have this match underway, 30 seconds, and the spectator will reel in for us, and we'll be able to get you this match live here from New York at IEM. If you guys want to see SK bring it home for Europe in this game, they have to win this best out of 3. Let's hear some noise. So the last North American team, CLG, to take it home if they can take this onto the next day and stay in the tournament. Let's hear it for CLG.
That one got heard on stream.
Yeah. All right, so we are seeing that CLG is the favorite here on this game of SK versus CLG. We're going to be underway on Summoner's Rift in just a few seconds.
Yep, 3, 2, 1 on the spectator delay, and we're going to go into the load screen of the second semifinal, CLG Logic Gaming versus SK Gaming, North America versus Europe. And, you know, this is going to be an extremely good series. These are 2 very storied teams, very long-term teams. They've been in the scene for a long time. These players are no strangers to the main stage. And it's Gangplank not wearing a skin and making me cry a single tear here. But SK does have the fashion advantage here, so I gotta lend them this game 1. Looks good for them.
Yeah, they're doing real good.
They're doing real good. Thank you. I couldn't say anything but just repeat you.
Yes.
They're going to follow Candy Panda out of the base. That is a Tristana with Flash Ignite. Instant learns actually the explosive shot. There you go. 110 damage, actually. Very significant amount of damage. Rank 1 of that skill. Let's see what else we got going on. So Candy Panda has learned an ability already. We follow Tarek out of the base. He's actually not learned an ability yet, but has 3 wards in the inventory. Also not learning anything yet either, but boots and potions. Snoop already ranking Parlay, and actually a pause. I think one of them, so we saw this actually in the first game of the last series where the Caitlyn player didn't have his summoner spells bound to what he liked. So I think these are players, even though they had gotten here a couple hours ago and had started setting up, I guess they want to make sure that their binds are proper, and they're going to make sure that they are okay with this. So milling about. You can see them sort of staring intently at their screens, and I don't see Furious clicking yet from them, but I guess they haven't really had minions spawn, so shouldn't be too far behind. We see teams talking in the background. The Volunteer National ESL admins are back there. We see guys in their fashionable SK Gaming shirts. And we do see them moving about, so of course you can see from here St. Vicious starting to jungle. And the game, of course, won't be too far behind. Sorry, Nif had troubles at Ocelot, so indeed. I'm predicting, by the way, that Trundle is going to start at Golems. I'm predicting that, and he's going to take them without getting ganked. I'm just, we're a minute away from that, but I'm calling it now. I think it's going to be the case. Yeah, and someone had reset his keybinds and did says Nidalee, so NP. And now your chat is hidden. Element's not getting caught. He does clairvoyance for himself. We did see that actually in the finals against World Elite. He kind of face checked some brush and got caught, but learned his lesson. Clairvoyance before he puts the ward down. And now, of course, CLG can see these ingresses. They have a Caitlyn trap right down there. And this ward fashionably placed. Sees Snoop, you're going to see CLG. Sees him dancing around. SK with almost no map vision, though, but they will not invade, so they're going to be all right. And again, they're actually changing the lineups. Look at this. They've got Chowster solo mid, CLG constantly moving around, and they've got Nidalee was bot, but she's recalling going top instead, so I'm actually not sure. No, Chowster's running down. Maybe they were trying to fake it out. Maybe they got clairvoyance, but they're going to send a completely standard lineup here. Sona, Caitlyn bottom, Morgana mid. Trundle is jungling on the golems.
Yeah, quite a safe jungle for both teams right there in the beginning. Looks like they are going to start getting into the laning phase here. Morgana, it's going to be Big Fat GG versus Ocelot mid. Already going for a little bit of harass there. It says get away from the minions. And bottom lane is going to be that Nif, Candy Panda, and Taric, and Tristana against Chowster and Elements and Sona. And Caitlyn, again, that top lane is going to be Aurelia versus HotshotGG, and that's the person SK is focusing on. Ocelot told us in the interview there's going to be a lot of action in that top lane. Most likely is we do see Saint coming out of the jungle to help, as well as to thwart that, because he was also listening to the interview. But we'll see Snoopy trying to get up there quite a bit. Great job by Big Fat pushing Ocelot back to his tower, trying to negate that creep.
Yeah, this is actually exactly the right play here. There's some lanes that you just want to push because they can't deal with it. Backstage before the games, I was watching Hotshot play a solo queue game to warm up, and he was facing against a Yorick solo top as Singed, and I was like, so how are you going to beat Yorick? Because he sustains way better, and Singed's like early laning is not that strong. He's like, oh, I'm just going to push the turret, because Yorick can't really handle a turret push early on, and he actually out-leveled them and actually went like 5-0 that game, and I was like, oh. So some champions just like their best laning is just AFK push because the champion can't handle it, and you're going to watch Ocelot's minion farm not do so well, and of course, especially Morgana, very, very safe. St. Vicious has grabbed blue buff already, is level 3. He's going to recall here. Blizzard's still available, going to grab that and go for a gank soon, I think.
Snoopy coming out.
There's aggression coming on already. Big Fat GG has flash, and wow, the damage output is massive. First blood already grabbed by Snoopy, and that's of course what happens if you do manage to push too much. And oh, that's kind of unfortunate. He didn't learn Black Shield. He went 2 in Tormented Soil, 1 in Dark Binding, and he couldn't block the slows. That's actually extremely unfortunate for him, but a great gank from SK, already grabbing first blood. And Hotshot actually getting harassed down by Wicked pretty successfully, but he's got a nice mana bar there. He's going to be all right. Jumped in again. Wicked pressing aggressively. Down to 200 health there. Nice play by Wicked so far. He's played a good game here. 2 points of T10 style, 1-1 in Q and E. And when those cooldowns come back up, you're pretty sure he's going to jump in on this one again.
A very nice job indeed. They just throw a CV down. They know Snoopy is going for red. And it looks like Elements has actually warded their blue. Very nice job there. He's going to go ahead and ward Tribush as well. A little bit more attack damage here from Wicked onto Hotshot. He knows he needs to stay back, and it looks like Wicked will back for his first item. Let's see how much gold he has in his hands, and he is going to have 734, probably some boost pots. He will get himself a ward so he can continue to farm that lane. Great job by Elements putting out all the wards necessary. They do see that Big Fat GG went down, so he's going to give him a ward for actually that cover on the back lane entry.
Yeah, it's a pretty smart choice. You can see just those null spheres coming out. Nice harass from Ocelot. Now, this costs 90 mana, and Black Shield is cheaper than that. I mean, theoretically, it's probably in her favor to, block 110 damage and basically neutralize those abilities for cheaper, realistically. Like, I would think that would be kind of the best play here. He's getting harassed on quite hard, has a full mana bar. St. Vigil coming by. Ocelot, of course, gonna get jumped on. I don't think he has flash anymore. Dark Binding, unfortunately, hits a minion. That would have been a guaranteed kill, but St. Vigil is not bursting quite hard enough because of that. Nice try there by GG. And again, some aggression from Wicked. Hotshot, first from level 5. That is very, very useful. Wicked not quite able to spam down on him just yet, but has that boots advantage. Hotshot already chugged through all of her potions. Or his potions, Nidalee's potions, whatever. Close enough. The potions belong to Nidalee. Hotshot is the player.
Bottom lane, not too much farming, or not too much harass going on, rather, as they are just farming. Not really having to worry about using the supports for heals, so they can use it for their other abilities. It looks like Saint is going to walk right into Snoopy here, contaminating the ground. Snoopy goes for Raise Morale. It's going to be a face-off as Morgana starts to come down. Will she be able to hit the Dark Binding? And it looks like Snoopy will fall in what he thought was his own fight. 2v1. Very nice rift by Ocelot, and just dodges a Dark Binding himself.
Yeah, very well played by CLG. Good comeback there. He had to rift walk to dodge that Dark Binding. It was a good lead by Big Fat. Actually, was smart enough to actually save the Dark Binding when they knew they had Gangplank anyway. That panned out quite well for them, and they're already going.
Hotshot teleporting in for this as well.
So smart by CLG. Of course, he was running Summoner Teleport at top, and look at that. Pushed the lane, said, hey guys, we got to kill. We can Dragon, and look, Wicked's just sitting there farming. Cassidon in there in mid, and the first Dragon goes to CLG. Going to respawn at 12:20. Great comeback here. They had that first blood go against them that was a little bit scary. Could have set the pace for them, and CLG was like, no, we're the better team here. We know we can do this. And they're off to a great...
They are focusing this. Big Fat trying to act as a little bit of bait here, but Ocelot wants nothing of it. We are going to see Nidalee coming around. Hotshot, can he make the throw? Oh, just not enough damage yet. Needs to level up that Q. Ocelot knowing he needs to walk himself back, though, but that's going to help. Now it's just going to be Big Fat in lane by himself for quite a bit of time, and he is going to soak up all that experience without anybody contesting it.
Taking the minions, making them die right there, and keeping the lane pushed up. They're going to go again aggressively. See Candy Panda, look at the minion farm, 55 to 53. The bottom lane is pretty much identical here between Candy Panda and Chowster, so no obvious advantage. Alex is going to jump in right there. Level 6, though, has the level advantage. Candy Panda dropped to half health. This is not good for him. Trying to run away. Chowster is going to flash in, flash out from Candy Panda. This is not looking happy. Another Q comes out. Nif almost low enough to drop. Q comes out there.
Some range.
The ult, yeah, not enough mana to cast ult anymore. 100 mana cost. And now they have lane control. That's going to be really, really good for CLG there. Berserker Greaves and a lot of potions wards. Another Doran's Blade picked up. Philosopher's Stone already grabbed on Tarek. Sona has hers already, though.
Snoopy getting pretty hit up here. Getting his blue down. He's not really worried about it. Somebody came to him right now. He's waiting for it. There he goes, eating the orange out. And Big Fat GG is just going to stay in mid. Nobody's really making that move. They do have a ward right there, but I don't think that was the entry that Ocelot used to get over there. No, he went right towards that tower, so he will be able to get out safely with blue. That's going to be very nice for him. Morgana possibly getting that soon. Trundle does get blue a little bit later than Gangplank does, so that's going to be spawning in a little bit as they continue. Looks like Sona making a move here to ward up on Wraith Camp. A little bit of a counter ward. Very nice job.
Yeah, but one disadvantage, it's a kind of minor disadvantage for CLG, is by being purple team, Hotshot being at top lane is so far from their blue buff, which means they can't easily donate a blue buff to Nidalee. Now, it's fine going on Morgana. That's perfectly acceptable. You know, makes a good use of all that mana and those cooldowns, but you typically see it go on Nidalee for those instant, you know, just constant javelin spams. And it's not going to be the case here unless they steal the blue buff or they take a lot of time kind of getting around the map. Wicked not actually hitting Hotshot with his spells. Missed quite a few of them there, but is building up towards a phage right now. Going to be pretty beefy, some nice damage output. Does have way more minions than Hotshot, of course. The Dragon is fine. They're up 800 gold because of that.
Oh, wow.
As far as minions go. Oh, but
lots of focus on the bottom. Gangplank about 3 minions away from ulti, or getting his ulti, but it looks like he will just kind of move in, move out. Ocelot looking to go back mid. A thwarted attempt there. They just didn't push out far enough. They were really setting up for that. We'll have to get back to lane now. Ocelot forced a rift out of that Dark Binding. And Hotshot still continuing to farm top and push back Wicked here. It doesn't seem like Wicked can really put on the damage he was before. Hotshot has some pretty good sustain with his heal.
He's been ranking that up. There's the aggression from Wicked. A lot of damage. Ignite goes on as well. Still jumping in. Hotshot getting pretty much crushed, but he's got a catalyst, and he's going to start healing for 180 every 10 seconds or so, and he's going to get himself back up. Nice aggression from Wicked. Was close. Of course, Flash had already been used by him. Hotshot's still up. Knew he was safe, actually. That's just a smart play right there. You know how much damage that he can deal to you. Not running your Flash preemptively.
What an early Oracles for Saint. Already warding on Wraith twice. And it looks like he's going to go around and clear out. CLG is really playing a mental game right now, staying strong, understanding that, you know, the things like vision and creep score is definitely going to be able to win them this game. And that those little things will add up.
Yeah, but the gold advantage, though, despite all this, is actually dropping. They got that dragon kill. They are up 5, you know, it's worth 1,000 gold, but they're only up 500 gold. And it seems that, you know, the mechanical skill, especially that Wicked Hotshot lane, is going towards SK. They're getting ahead in gold, but, you know, Nidalee's got to get there eventually. She's not dying, of course. She's not giving away kills or anything, so she'll be in great shape. But you look at the, you know, the 81 minion kills versus the 80. The bottom lane is still equivalent. You look at the Irelia, though, 83 versus 62 is a significant advantage. The Cassidy 70 versus 79, not too far behind, but of course, good play by Big Fat, pushing that one around and actually giving himself a bit of a lead there. That's what you really want to see when you're CLG.
Sona returning to lane, only grabbing that Philo stone, so she's going to keep herself getting gold. Looks like we have a pickaxe on the side of Chowster. Could be going for that Infinity Edge with the early short damage instead of the BF sword if you really wanted to push off Tristana. But we do see the Candy Panda has not purchased really yet. Went for a Doran's, but has 1,000. So he may be just trying to get that 600 gold really fast and get the BF sword he's looking for.
It's very likely to be the case. You see Nidalee getting jumped on again by Wicked. He could get the kill here, and the flash goes out. One more hit. No, he heals in time. Nice job by Hotshot getting out there, but Wicked definitely playing aggressively, doing a good job here. Unfortunately, his Ignite was down, so he couldn't pick up that kill, but he's playing a good game here. Has that Phage already. He's got the Magic Resist Cloak as well. That could be a Wit's End or Merc Treads.
That's such an advantage, especially to have against Nidalee, is to be able to stun him up, especially in her Cougar form.
Yep.
That's really when she's going to be able to burst you with that front end damage. Just such a nuke to be hit with when she pounces and claws, and you know, with Wicked able to just thwart that every time, walk away if he needs to in the situation, it just makes him such a more viable character against Nidalee. The heals are keeping Hotshot alive, but they're not keeping him in lane, and that's what he needs.
But we're 20 seconds from Dragon, by the way. Now, Hotshot's teleport is up. He did not use it to get back to lane, but Wicked already running down towards that. They know the Dragon timer on both sides. You can see all the teams are collecting for it. Morgana already heading down. Trundle has been sweeping wards for the last 30 seconds or so. Nif already on his way. Will not hit that trap. Now, there's not a lot of vision from these guys. They see no one on CLG, but likewise, CLG sees nothing. This is going to be a blind fight almost on both sides. They get Clairvoyance. SK should not initiate here. Trap's going down from CLG. That's smart. Wicked's actually going to initiate on the Dragon. This seems unsafe. CLG still waiting in the background. Wicked going to pull back here. They're all staying on the other side of the wall. CLG actually letting him get poked at. This is extremely smart here. They're out-sustaining, and again, this is their comp. They're poking, and by the way, Hotshot pushing top. They're buying time.
I've never seen Hotshot push top alone.
No, I've never seen that before.
Ever.
This is a unique strategy from CLG, but it's working quite well for them. And look at that. They set up behind the wall. They drop traps, and they're like, come at me, bro. We're going to win 4v4, and if you jump in, Hotshot's going to teleport. And that's such a great play by CLG. That patience was amazing because, hey, look, they got a free turret out of it. And, yep, there's the turret kill. CLG said, all right, you got time to get Dragon. DC. Don't care.
Very nice there. Nidalee, not somebody you can leave on the turret. She's actually quite good at taking down turrets. Her attack speed and damage is it's not very high, but it's enough to be more than the average, and that's really not what you want to leave alone in the lane. They saw 150 gold going there. That Dragon's still up, maybe 190 gold as well, and that would be a very nice increase. It's like Wicked and Hotshot kind of trading some damage there. Cassidin getting a quick null onto Big Fat in mid. Everybody's just kind of really milling about, getting that creep score down, pushing the lanes. There's no real focus on Dragon after that fight. We'll have to see what they want to do about it.
Wicked's still doing well against Hotshot. The spam is off on both sides. Still chasing it. Ult goes off as well. Hotshot should survive this, but will get low. But thanks to Catalyst and Doran's Wings, should have not a big problem sustaining himself back up. Going to be all right here. The bottom lane actually pretty good for SK. Candy Panda actually pushing in onto the turret. Does have 2 points in rapid fire now. By the way, with those Tristana players out there, 1 in E, max W, then start ranking Q. Seems to be the proper build here. Going pretty well for him. Ocelot, of course, maxing Q into E. And that 1 in W to give him that mana sustain.
Nope. Cassidin looks like Ocelot rifting out to go down, and we do see St. Vicious coming out. He throws up the Pillar of Filth, but nobody really gets hit by it. They're going to go ahead and back off of that and not get into the fight. Looks like Chowster needs to purchase. I'm going to go ahead and see how much money he has. He actually has 1,600, and that should... No, he stays in lane. Weird. We'll see what they do with this one. He does have enough for that BF sword. It could really help in the next fight, especially with taking down Dragon. But it looks like St. Vicious is going to do that himself.
Yeah, really good play by him. He's going to go for that right away. And Spidey Sense from SK says, hold up. They do force him back. The early Oracles has gotten them some nice advantages because they cannot keep St. Vicious down. He's already got the ward machine there with that Wriggle's Lantern. He's able to solo Dragon whenever he wants. And by wearing Oracles is making the ward game very, very hard for SK. Of course, Wicked losing his tower does not make that easy for him against CLG. You can see Hotshot, some really good harass there. Has a full mana bar again and is able to spam down Wicked pretty successfully. Spear comes out. Nice job there. Some damage coming out. Pretty happy. But you're going to see the aggression on that turret does work out for SK. They trade those turret kills. Still down 500 gold. That Taric ult being used with the 60-second cooldown gives the damage to his team. Says, let's take a turret with that. Javelin's coming out again. Wicked going to defend his turret some more, but
looks like they will be able to get Dragon here. Very nice. Hotshot is just creating such a diversion up top. They do not have Wicked, and a lot of damage that we're going to see from SK will come from Wicked in these fights. And Tristana's going to jump in, but Candy Panda has to be very careful because he's going to have to micro and move while he attacks. He's a lot squishier than Wicked. So you'll see Wicked diving in initially, really with the help of Kassadin, get a silence on somebody, that GP ulti. So if Hotshot can keep Wicked up there the entire time, these fights are always going to go in CLG's favor.
And here Wicked's going to see Hotshot. Yeah, he was going to try to solo that golem. We talked about that a little bit. I would... okay, they have Kassadin here as well. Spear comes out! Ooh, that was almost hitting. Wicked's going to stay on this. Ocelot's going to try to last hit. He will get that. Yeah, they could potentially chase Hotshot with the abilities there. They could try to slow and stun, but they will not do that. He will recall instead. Looks like a Rod of Age is going to be his pickup here. Sneepa holding mid against Big Fat LP as he's going to wait for Kassadin to come back. Great jumping from Saint, already level 9, doing a good job here. Has 73 minions against the 64 of Sneepa. That's going quite well for CLG. They're up 1,400 gold, all that from the Dragon attempts. Turrets have equalized, kills have equalized, minion farm pretty close as well.
Yeah, they're doing quite good. 1.7k is the difference. 1.9 as CLG continues to farm up pretty hard. You can actually just see it accruing a lot faster than SK's. Dark Binding coming out. Sure, it just hit a minion, took it down.
Yep.
Looks like Tara coming down a little slow here. And they know he's there. The ward is there as well. Let's see Saint Vicious real quick. Does he still have his Oracle? Yes, he does. But he is not doing too much clearing. Still early to be doing that much roaming. But we'll see. He wants to do something here.
Let's see what they do. Hotshot still pushing top. Yeah, the mid matchup is back here. There's the Black Shield. Could get aggressive. Saint Vicious still milling about. Not quite going in for it, though. Level 10 to Gangplank's 9. And there's the Gangplank ultimate.
Oh, wow. Kassadin in the river coming up on Hotshot. Hotshot's going to be able to do that pounce. Hop over the walls. Looks like he's going to get out of this one safe. They're still going to try to harass a little bit. Oh, wow. So much front-end damage. Hotshot will not be able to survive that one. And Ocelot playing very strong and knowing the confidence of his Kassadin at level 12 absolutely made quick work of Hotshot under his own tower.
That was such a great read, too. It was like, okay, go ult him now because Kassadin will make it in time. And I want to give props to Ocelot for doing another thing really smart. He came up here and flashed over the wall because he knew his Rift Walk would get into range. And use that damage to help him get the kill. Exceptionally smart play. You can see he has the Rod of Ages and the Sorcerer Shoes. Giving him that kill. The Magic Pen was, of course, extremely useful there. Getting hasted by Gangplank, running towards bottom because CLG is pushing there. And Nif, of course, got very low from a gank there. And the push in from Trundle. But Kassadin's here, and he's good to go. He's going to find someone. The CV is down. They see them come in. Chaucer gets a silence. He's going to get slowed as well, and Stupa is in range. There's the jump in from Tristana. A great dance from Sona. But will it be enough? Nope, won't be. But you thought the Caitlyn was alive. No Chuck Testa, and now Sona going to get jumped out. Flashes just out of range of the rocket jump. Going to survive that one just barely, but a nice move from SK. That roaming Kassadin got them 2 kills now. But hey, you know, you push, we kill turrets. Actually not a bad trade from CLG then getting the turret out of that from mid.
Yeah, it's really good focus. Away. CLG and SK both keeping their head in this game. If they know they're losing something, they got to get something else back. They've been doing it every time. There was a dragon. They took a turret. And wow, being big deterred by that. Like I said, 0 mana. Ocelot also quite low on mana.
Yeah, he did burn his flash to do that, though. That's going to be a danger there. And so now he's going to be a little bit unsafe. Only 1 rank in that Black Shield, but we'll see if that ends up panning out for him. Good block, just enough slows. Galen trying to defend this turret, but they're pressing on aggressively. Tarek again with an ultimate, giving his team a lot of damage here, and they're just pressing so aggressively. That turret does go down 2-2 on turrets. SK making that one happen. And of course, solo top, just Hotshot getting farmed up. He's getting way up there, 149. His whole team is last hitting quite well, actually, but Candy Panda, 172. And that is the goal for Stana, by the way, is to be the beefiest, most BA range carry in the game. 700-something range at the end of that. Has the Infinity Edge by 20 minutes. That is not bad at all. No slouch on the gold income. And he's going to be a big force for this team. He will be supported by Tarek and by Gangplank, and that'll be really good for him. But he's going to really hope that his team can be disruptive because he's going to want to get those auto attacks out. He's going to want to try to melt melees.
I love this every time. Hotshot goes back to buy, and he doesn't even think about it. He's like, I think I'll go top lane again. There's minions there. Just continuing to farm the entire game. 149 for him, 160 and 172 is the highest right now on Tristana for SK. So he needs to do some work for himself. He wants to get back up there. Hasn't been getting too many kills in his favor. So he needs to make sure that he stays in the game if he is going to play that top lane aggression.
Yep, you can see Nif finally buying in oracles for himself, has gotten that. And, despite all those kills that SK just got and that turret, CLG still up in gold by 800. Those dragons have really been carrying their weight. And, that is keeping CLG very much in the game. They're still very much in the lead as well. And because St. just bought the early oracles and still has not died, it frees up elements to actually diversify his build a little bit. He's able to buy a lot more wards here. They've had control of the map quite successfully. He's got 400 gold on himself right now. That might be a Mercury Treads. We're not quite sure what he's going to do with that. The Gangplank, of course, not able to push around Nidalee. Hotshot just able to free farm pretty much forever, wearing those Merc Treads. And let's see what he ends up doing here. 165, Javelin comes out, another free minion kill from that. And I see some pings going on. Oh, they're going to go for the blue buff. Yeah, SK's like, guys, we need to take this. And they're like, hey, by the way, they're near Dragon. You should probably be aware of that.
With all of this movement, they're actually coming to the same exact spot. We see Morgana and Caitlyn kind of closing in on middle, pushing as much as they can. Trundle and Sona also coming up to the bottom here. They are gathering. There it is. Dragon has just spawned, and that is the reason they went for blue. They are going to have enough time to do a good amount of damage, but I don't think it'll be down by the time that SK gets there. It looks like they're pretty hesitant on attacking this, though.
So let's put some
SK dodging that Dark Binding. It is going to be Dragon, but will they go for the kill? They got to be very careful. The line of sight is now broken with CLG, so they could be picked off one by one. A very nice job and confidence by CLG taking that and getting out alive. They're forcing SK just to go back to lane and farm what they can. And it looks like Snoop and HotshotGG duking it out up top.
Yeah, Snoop going to get some farm. So that is that carry type jungler where you say, hey, I'm going to run around and actually get some gold. But Hotshot can really push him down. Look at the Snoop going down about half health, and he's staying on it. Realistically, Hotshot could kill him.
Oh, wow. Turning around, he's getting pings from the team, and he actually has quite a bit of vision. Oh, no, that is a full blue minion wave. They do not have vision on him. I was going to say they're all within the creeps at least, but Hotshot doesn't like the vision that he had. Kind of backed off of that, and like you said, it definitely would have been a chase. No mana being used on those abilities from Hotshot while he's in that form. So it would have been quite easy for him. We see that CLG kind of prepping for the next fight to get back into the laning phase here. Caitlyn going around the backside to be safe. Chouster is going to return to that lane. And SK is still doing a really good job of pushing these lanes, though, even though the turrets are down. You got little two groups here like Nif and Candy Panda as Tristana and Taric down bottom. Again, you got Wicked and Ocelot in middle as Kassadin and Irelia. And now it looks like they're going to force into this one. They do see that Chouster is still there, and he didn't back. That last minion gave him enough vision for them to want to push into the jungle.
You're going to see Nidalee jump around and still just farm top. Going to be the highest level in the game before too long. And look over at SK, actually. 15 is the highest. And that's going to be really, really potent, of course. Hotshot's going to be a big force for this game. Is getting ahead, not making too many mistakes. Candy Panda, sorry about that. Got a kill on Chouster. They dove the top right. Help from Wicked as well. But now it's Hotshot getting chased on. The ult comes down. Ocelot's there as well. He's getting into the brush. He's been revealed. Nice flash there from Hotshot. Trying to get away still. Going rather quickly to Ocelot. Not giving up the chase. Wicked has killed that one turret. They're pushing top right quite well, but it's a 2v1, which means CLG is going to catch up into a 2v1 as well. Stun doesn't matter because it's Black Shield. Tristana hitting pretty hard, but Wicked could go down here. One more hit from Saint. That's going to be a kill, and there is the stun coming out from Sona. And, they have to flash out. The rocket jump did not make it over. They're trying to run.
I thought Candy Panda was done, jumped right into the wall and got... Oh, what an amazing pillar by St. Vicious. Great job to pick up Candy Panda before he could get out, just before the rocket jump came back up off cooldown.
Yeah, excellent job. And then picked up the two main carries in Wicked and Candy Panda. The pings are off, and they're going to basically take map control from this. Now, they're down in turrets now. They did get that turret kill picked up. They did get the one kill earlier on onto Chouster. He does have that Bloodthirster, so that's been dropped off. Actually, interestingly, he went pickaxe and was like, actually, I'm going to go Bloodthirster anyway. So he had that damage for a little while, but went for that build. Now has an attack speed. And actually, they're going to jump in onto Elements, but Ocelot's been caught here. Slowed a lot. Elements getting lower. Tarek's going to land a stun, and they're going to actually back off on both sides. Elements down to 300 health and 0 mana actually is quite scary. They've cleared out some wards as well, and the ping is off on blue buff. And actually, this might have been a confluence of events that allows SK to actually take over the Golem. They're camping in the brush right now. They know what the plan is. Big Fat low on mana, no ult, no flash. But SK is not pressing in. I'm surprised at that, actually, that they didn't go for the steal there. Gangplank just taking solo top forever, and they're going to let him farm, and they're going to let Wicked kind of roam and try to pick up kills. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best idea, but he's getting basically Frozen Mallet and Atma's Impaler. Kind of a different build there. We're not seeing the Trinity Force just yet. Or maybe ever.
Yeah, that was a really passive blue, and since then, there's been a lot of focus just towards top. They've been walking top. Nobody even aggressed on that blue. They had vision on it. And Cassidy goes up. Looks like they do have a ward on Wraith, but that was placed quite a bit earlier. They're still going to focus on this, and it looks like they said before, they want to focus HotShot. They're about to put 3 on that right now. A very nice rocket shooting out HotshotGG from his turret, and he is going to be forced to be taken down. There it is, coming in with the null. And he is going to be picked up by Cassidy. Very nice. Ocelot is the one you really want to be farmed right now. Candy Panda couldn't have got in there. It's also one you would want to get a kill. But Ocelot just doing so much damage and playing, so accurately with his rifts and his flashes that is somebody you want on the map at all times.
Yep. CLG counterattack mid, that was a great choice here. We saw that before, but it's like, oh, it's a 4v5, better take a turret. And, they're getting positioning for it, but looks like they're going to have to make them afraid. SK are moving back over, but CLG, of course, controlling quite well. Caitlyn's going to get some of that farm at bottom, it seems likely, though they're staying around mid, actually. Maybe they're not going to do that. Wicked doing a decent job, getting himself some more gold, 196 minions. Not quite enough for Mallet just yet, but very deadly, 171 attack damage. And now, actually, CLG going for a steal on blue, potentially. They've cleared out some wards there, they put traps down. They're doing a wonderful job of getting rid of SK's vision. I mean, their ability to be map technicians is actually quite good.
Staying in middle still, power and numbers, always making sure it's a group of 2, and you can see doing the same thing down bottom. Nif and Candy Panda kind of sticking together as that AD. Well, no, Nif's going to turn around. He notices that there's something middle. Wicked going to try to clear as many minions. Saint just throwing out a pillar. Very nice. That timing of the Torrented Soil and the pillar was amazing. It's like they knew they were both going to do it, and they put it in that choke point of the turret where you would have gotten stuck in the damage for at least 2 to 3 seconds. They are just second little nuances that these guys think of, and it happens instantly, and the reason they're winning a lot of these fights. And that's what I said. Once CLG pushes up to the second turret, HotShot is going to sit in the jungle and just huff spears out as Nidalee. That's really what you'll see from a player. And right now they're trying to ultimate used by Wicked just to deter the minions and get these guys to back off.
Yep, and of course this Taric is now maxing his heal, trying to get his sustain up because the CLG poked 2 healers and a lot of long-range skill shots. Going to make this difficult for SK. We saw Ocelot jump in, try to harass down HotShot. They did make them push off the turret, and Dragon has now respawned at 28 minutes. And this could be CLG pushing the wave and then immediately backing up and going for it. They do have that haste with Sona. They do have a lot of good tools to get themselves better positioning. And they're looking good for this. Nidalee Spear, they are dodging them. So good job by SK dodging these spears off. They're getting farmed, and they're pinging. Purple team has pinged for Dragon. They're going. And now they have that ward down that's been revealed. It's going to get dropped. So they know what's going on here. Lots of wards going down. Javelin will miss again. Got wards almost everywhere. And SK going to make it through, hit the trap, but they're going to reveal and kill another ward here. Cassidy's kind of far. He's pushing the wave. SK, Wicked, kind of getting caught out here. Javelin to the face and a pillar. He's going to get jumped on right now. Charity Saint in front, but a nice pull back from Wicked.
Wow, they got CLG to split.
Yeah, they got him to split. And Cassidy's going to come in on St. Vicious. They could jump on this one. Tristana's going for it. He's no crits just yet, but they hit pretty hard when he finally lands one. The big fat GG kind of alone. Tristana jumps in again. Black Shield. A perfect ult from Sona and Morgana. Wicked will fall, and actually Big Fat Up, he lives. But they're going to keep moving on. Will they get any more kills? Wicked does get the kill up on a Morgana. They've traded 1 for 1. They're going to keep trying to go. Tristana jumps over the wall. Ocelot's been caught, but he gets up to Caitlyn. Now onto HotShot. He's been silenced. They're trying to jump in. Can they get the slow? St. Vince is going to get caught. Now the heal comes out. He will drop down to Ocelot. They're jumping in again. Candy Panda coming in. Ocelot again. Another kill. Just will not give up this chase. HotShot gets away, but oh my gosh, they cleaned up 3 kills on a chase. That was phenomenal from SK, and Ocelot, pretty much, I'm sure he's got a death cap when he goes back to base.
Absolutely amazing perseverance and pursuit of CLG in that fight. And right from the beginning, it looked really bad for CLG. They turned it around for a good few seconds, but there were just not enough of the abilities there when the crescendo happened from Elements for them to react on it. They had great positioning with Morgana, but when they split to the tri-bush and down the river, they lost a lot of the cooldowns that they needed in that fight.
Yeah, absolutely the case. You're absolutely right there. I mean, the double ults were so phenomenal, but the double ult had only 2 of them. You know, that split you talked about, absolutely the case. They had literally perfect Morgana and Sona ults. Hit 4 champions. You can't expect to do better than that in a game. Getting all 5 is like ludicrous, but obviously hilarious when it happens. But There was no one else. Caitlyn got separated. St. Vicious got separated as well. That Trundle, all their sort of DPS there was actually separated out. And yeah, they got the kill on Wicked. It was a great play by Big Fat. He got that kill up there, and it was a wonderful job. But they had no one to finish those kills out, and that was such a huge deal because then SK was like, yeah, we lost one, but by the way, we have Ignites like everywhere. Tristana refreshed her rocket jump, and I mean that built them a huge lead from that, and now they're up 4,000 gold. They got that dragon on the retreat. They of course got the inhibitor as well, and that's the thing, is now that that's the bottom lane that's pushed, you know, SK can stay at the top half of the map, and with Dragon gone as well, they can stay at the top half, always be a Baron threat, always look to steal the enemy red. And those top two lanes, of course, are the ones that are able to be pushed now. And this is actually the best lane for SK to have taken.
Yeah, Tristana doing an amazing job right now. Candy Panda, 250 CS, Infinity Edge, and the Phantom Dancer. The early purchase of the pickaxe looks like it hurt Chauster as he still went for a Bloodthirster and then into the Zeal. So he did not initially go for that Infinity Edge. Not enough money in the hands of the CLG right now, and they really need to pick it up. They are down 5.3K. to this SK team. SK really pulling it out here in the last few minutes. We're now at our 31-minute mark, 9-4. SK pushing very hard right now after CLG was doing what was really the flow of their game.
Yeah, they are definitely dominating the pace here, but SK did a great job jumping in there. Wicked not quite going to get caught, but Ocelot actually getting kind of owned by that turret there. It was a mistake to jump in like that. The turret goes down, and they're going to jump in onto St. Vicious, and Wicked going to take a lot of flack here.
They're going to get this minion wave out. Doesn't look like they want to push too far past that. They know they're getting outpoked in that situation. Wicked and Ocelot both quite hurt just from really not even fighting the other team. As you said, Ocelot kind of taking a turret. I thought he was going to do a little. He probably thought he was going to do a little bit more damage and feel all right about it. But you know, right now they have good vision with the minions that are going in, and they're going to try to bait a Baron here. No, maybe not. They changed their mind.
And across Ocelot now in there, and they're going to go in and take the Golem. Really smart choice. I mean, they want to take those buffs first and then say, okay, if we are going to bait Golem, let's not leave Golem, like, if we're going to bait Baron, let's not leave Golem on the field. That's just silly. Ocelot's power level jumps to over 9,000 when he has that blue buff, and it was only 801 before, but now he's a very big threat.
They are moving out. Good invasion. They're kind of sticking with it, though. They do have Wicked. Let's see, Wicked, do you have... He does not have a Wriggles, but he does have a lot of damage, a lot of HP. He's going Emog's build. Or Atma, at least this point, does not have the Mogs. And we're going to see what they can do. It looks like they're just going to start backing out here. They know where they are. You can see the pings exactly going down. They're saying, stay in this bush. We need you. There's a ward here. And Menz comes back. They clear that one out, and it looks like they are going to start dancing around here until somebody can get that initiate on.
Yeah, indeed. They are towards the back line. Of course, they don't have a lot of ward coverage here. They finally put one down. They didn't see anything otherwise, and SK does not... Okay, now they start to see CLG, but they had not seen them for a while. It's actually pretty safe for them. They're going to recall a few, but again, SK's vision, they ping it. They kind of know, but yeah, there's a CV. They've spotted them. They've cleared some wards out. CLG has good ward coverage in their own jungle.
Way past river and each lane right now. They are set up for this game.
Yeah, they are in such wonderful places right now. They're winning. Ultimate in there. A lot of damage coming out. Gangplank ults in there, which hits on many targets. Gangplank is the first one to fall. Good by SK, but they traded back now, and they're going to pick down, looks like 2 for 1, and now Panda jumps in. That's going to be it's going to be most likely the base. 5 dead for 2. The melees did take it up quite nicely. And the next is definitely going to fall in these next 20 seconds. Finals of the day.
Well, an amazing match. So back and forth. At the beginning, it seemed like CLG had so much control. They really did try to shut down Hotshot more than once up top. Ocelot made it his point to do that. He's on stage.